This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Guilty verdict. A man has been convicted in the 2021 stabbing death of a Halifax optician. Disability Index work is underway to measure the quality of life of Nova Scotians with disabilities. And Cliffs of Fundy, why the Nova Scotia UNESCO Geopark is at risk of losing its status.
Increasing clouds with a few showers and even the risk for a thunderstorm on Friday, but temperatures staying warm. Your full forecast is coming up.
A 28-year-old man has been found guilty of first-degree murder for a 2021 attack at an optometry store in Halifax. The judge in the case issued her ruling today, rejecting the man's defense that he wasn't criminally responsible. The CBC's Richard Cuthbertson reports.
Simon Cormier has been found guilty of murder. The details of his crime on December 30th, 2021 are quite horrifying. The victim in this case, 55-year-old Tony Nader, a father of two children, pursued around the optometry store where he worked and stabbed repeatedly. And Cormier was arrested nearby, but this wasn't a case about whether Cormier killed Nader. His defense was that he was not criminally responsible for murder due to a mental disorder. But today, in Nova Scotia Supreme Court, Justice Krista Brothers rejected that defense and found him guilty of first-degree murder, which carries a life sentence with no chance of parole for 25 years.
We've only had so much time to review the judge's decision, but from what we've read, it looks like a thorough examination of the evidence. We think she applied the law correctly, and we think it's the correct and just result that he should be convicted of murder.
Cormier had come to believe that Nader had sexually abused him as a child when Nader was in a relationship with Cormier's mother. There was no evidence brought to court that that was the case. The judge heard from forensic psychiatrists for both the defense and prosecution. She did find Cormier suffered from major depression, but she doubted claims of psychosis and amnesia. In his last moments alive following the stabbing, Tony Nader told a friend to tell his family and friends that he loved them. Today, more than 24 of them were in court. Richard Cuthbertson, CBC News, Halifax.
A 28-year-old woman is facing charges after allegedly crashing an ATV while impaired, leaving 3 people injured and an infant dead. It happened last May when a side-by-side ATV crashed on a logging road near the 1100 block of Forties Road. Police say a baby later died of their injuries in hospital. 2 adults, including the woman who was allegedly driving, were seriously injured. Another child on the ATV suffered minor injuries. The female driver is facing multiple charges, including impaired operation of a conveyance causing death. Halifax Search and Rescue says fraudsters are impersonating their organization and asking for money to help find 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. The group is advising it doesn't request donations through third-party fundraising platforms such as GoFundMe or base its campaigns on particular searches. The siblings have been missing since May 2nd, when it believed they wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. Halifax Search and Rescue says the organization recently learned about a GoFundMe campaign attempting to raise $100,000 to fund a drone to search for the missing children. The campaign has since been shut down. A Halifax-based Navy ship has helped seize a significant amount of drugs during a counter-narcotics operation in the Caribbean Sea. The Canadian Armed Forces says HMCS William Hall and a United States Coast Guard team seized more than 1,300 kilograms of cocaine during 2 separate patrols on May 29th and 31st. Rescue boats were deployed from William Hall to intercept vessels of interest in the Caribbean, resulting in the seizures. The vessel departed Halifax on May 15th to take part in the United States-led counter-narcotics operation called Operation Caribbean. In January, the Quality of Life Index for persons with disabilities was released. It's a set of dozens of indicators that will be used to measure whether Nova Scotia is making progress on improving the lives of people with disabilities. And now work is underway to establish a baseline for the indicators. Andrew Lamb reports.
Work is underway to measure whether Nova Scotia is making progress on improving the lives of people with disabilities. In January, an advocacy group released a set of 82 indicators called the Quality of Life Index for Persons with Disabilities. It's going to be used by the Nova Scotia government and others to monitor the implementation of the Accessibility Act.
We are focusing in specifically on the lived experience from cradle to grave for persons with disabilities.
According to Costa Lorenz, the index is believed to be the first of its kind in North America. She says it considers a holistic view of a person's well-being.
There's a lack of understanding on what true accessibility is.
The index measures more than a dozen areas of well-being and accessibility. For example, there are indicators on economic security and access to recreation and physical activity. That's something Michelle Mahoney knows the importance of. She started downhill skiing in 2014 with the use of a piece of adaptive equipment called a sit ski. Mahoney was born with a lack of muscle in various joints, clubbed feet, and a dislocated hip. She says skiing has changed her life.
As a person with a disability, it's really important to stay active. I recently had 2 hip replacements, so it's really important to stay active so that you don't lose your muscles.
More than 1/3 of Nova Scotians aged 15 and older are people with disabilities. According to Stats Can, it's the highest disability rate in Canada as of 2022. The next phase of the Quality of Life Index project is to collect baseline data for the indicators. Some of that data will come from a survey for all Nova Scotians coming this fall. Danny Graham is head of Engage Nova Scotia, which administers the survey. He says it was last done in 2019, and this time there will be more questions aimed at people with disabilities.
It's going to give us a much finer look at the stories across the province and in each region about the prevalence of and the experiences of people across different disabilities.
Mahoney says it's important that the data is being collected.
People with disabilities are just people. You know, we want to, have the same things as everyone else. You know, it might just take a little longer to get there.
December 3rd is the targeted completion date for a report with the baseline data. That's International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Andrew Lamb, CBC News, Halifax.
Several universities and colleges in Nova Scotia offer free tuition to people who have spent time in foster care. But a Halifax-based researcher says often the financial help is not enough. Jackie Gahagan says schools and governments should offer additional support to help former youth in care complete their diplomas and degrees.
The majority of those who have experience in care need assistance beyond just a waiver of the cost of tuition. So, for example, having access to psychological services or counseling services, if those are not available on campus, finding a way to access those in the community is really important.
Gahagan says there's also a need for help with housing, transportation, food, and technology. And Ryan's here with a look at the weather. Ryan, all good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
But always on the weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. That's been the way it has been really for the entire spring. Got to go all the way back to mid-March to find a completely precipitation-free weekend. The upcoming weekend will be no different. Thanks so much, Fern. As we look at the high temperatures today, wouldn't have this been nice to be a weekend day? Temperatures mid to high 20s. We did hit 30 at Keji and at CFB Greenwood at 31. It will be cooler on Friday, but still warm, still punching above our weight for this time of year, 20 to 24 degrees. Light winds, and we'll see some sea breezes setting up as a result of that, and a chance for some showers, and even a risk for a rumble of thunder. And it's thanks to this little trough that's working its way out of New Brunswick and into Nova Scotia. The risk actually begins late overnight into Friday morning. Isolated risk continues into the afternoon. A greater chance for some precipitation this weekend. Surprise, surprise. We'll break it down with your full forecast coming up, Vern.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll check back in with you a bit later.
Thank you.
A pair of UNESCO sites in Atlantic Canada known for their geological significance are at risk of losing their designation. Kayla Hounsell, now with why and what's at stake.
We are in the Cliffs of Fundy Geopark.
Anna Hergert takes people on custom tours in Nova Scotia's UNESCO Global Geopark. She worries that rare designation could be at risk.
It's put this area on the map For me, that was one of the main reasons to settle in this area.
UNESCO geoparks must have geology and culture of international importance. The towering cliffs of Fundy are steeped in Mi'kmaq history, boasting the highest tides in the world and telling the story of the moment the world's supercontinent broke apart. The area received its UNESCO designation in 2020, one of only 5 in Canada and 229 on the planet.
This is one of the most exciting things that I believe has happened in West Colchester and West Cumberland ever.
Neat, right? Not so fast. UNESCO geoparks are re-evaluated every 4 years, and when Cliffs of Fundy was tested, it received a yellow card, a warning of sorts. 2 years to get things back in shape or lose its designation.
It would have been lovely to have just received the green card, but in a way I think it's good that we've been motivated to really kind of hone in and focus.
UNESCO recommended securing funding, putting up more signage, improving infrastructure and access roads, and better sharing the area's story. The Discovery Geopark in Newfoundland and Labrador received a similar report card. So did Percé in Quebec, only that geopark has since gotten its green card back.
It's really just continue working with your community, showing UNESCO how important the community is for you.
So you can see that this little bridge up here is thinning out.
Hergert says potentially losing the advertising that comes with the designation is concerning.
If I lose that, then my future is kind of uncertain.
But she says there have been a lot of improvements, which is a good thing because time's up. The evaluators are coming back next month. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Lower Economy, Nova Scotia.
As we told you earlier this week, with tariffs and low prices, lobster fishermen in Nova Scotia struggled this season. Well, the same can be said for fishers on PEI. Nancy Russell reports.
Some lobster fishers on PEI are reporting low catches so far this season since it opened on April 25th. In some harbors, the drop has been dramatic. It was so bad that today, Alan Campbell only hauled half of his traps.
Because I got disgusted and said enough's enough.
There are 14 lobster boats fishing out of the marina here in Montague. Campbell says he's worried.
Right now, we should be coming in with anywhere between 700 and 800, 900 pounds. Not less than that, like about 100 or less. It means the bottom line's in big trouble. And I'm not in that bad a shape because my payments aren't very big compared to some of these young fellows that have only been at it for 8 or 10 years. I feel bad for them.
There are similar reports from other harbors along the south shore and on the island's north shore.
Hearing that a lot of harbors have been down so far, water temperature and just non-stop winds, we think, are to blame.
Charlie McGagan is worried about low catches, but also about low prices. He says the season opened with prices around $7 per pound for market-sized lobster, compared to $9.50 in May last year. It's up to $7.50 now for markets, but he says that's still not enough. And some fishers are only going out every second day to reduce their expenses.
Mackerel right now is $2.35 a pound, highest it's ever been. If you're putting 300 or 400 pounds of that on a day, that's quite a bill. And then your fuel bill on top of that.
McGagan says he would like to see fishers getting prices around $11 per pound, similar to what they were being paid in 2021.
And look at any just 1 pound lobster at a restaurant, it's $50 on average. So how can you do that and then pay the fisherman $7 and think he's going to be happy with it? It doesn't make any sense.
There are reports that the water is warming up in some areas and catches are improving.
There's a lot of concern out there. They need catches and prices to both improve for the remainder of the season.
The last day of the spring season is June 25th. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Montague.
Meanwhile, some lobster fishermen had a rare visit this week from a pod of killer whales off northern Cape Breton.
Look if they're huge. Look at the size of that guy.
The boat was not far offshore from Cape Smoky on the Caput Trail. Those on board say at first only a couple of orcas approached the fishing boat, but within 10 minutes there were nearly a dozen. Some of them even bumped the boat. Ryan's up next. We'll be right back.
The weather update is brought to you by Tourisme Gaspésie. Plan your stay in Gaspésie at tourismegaspésie.com and enjoy extraordinary moments.
And Ryan's here with his full weather forecast. You know, I guess, Ryan, even though we get the rain on the weekend, it's probably a good sort of mitigation against fires, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We cannot complain about the rain. All we have to do is look west and see what's going on in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and be thankful that we are getting some wet weather. It would be great if it could happen like middle of the week maybe. And
I wouldn't mind swapping it a little bit.
Listen, we like you said, we can't complain. Have a look at beautiful evening out there right now, and this is Lockport Crescent Beach on the South Shore. just a terrific evening. Looks like a couple of folks there. You know, despite it being so warm, ocean temps still running about 8 degrees. So if you really want to go for a dip, it's going to be very, very refreshing there along the South Shore. And yeah, you can see temperatures right around 18 degrees down in the Lockport area, in Shelburne at 18. Western Heads at 11 in those onshore winds, 29 at Keji, 25 at Greenwood. And you can see that temps pretty comfortable for most of the province. We are looking at a light southwest flow out there right now, some gusts upwards of 30 to 40 kilometers per hour as we look at the weather systems. Lots of sunshine, and we did indeed see some of that wildfire smoke, or are seeing some of that wildfire smoke in the upper atmosphere, not impacting air quality, but certainly adding to that milky look to the sky. And sunset last night was, you know, very red and just unique looking. And I think that's going to be a similar story tonight, as we are still seeing some of that wildfire smoke in the mix. Scattered showers and some rumbles of thunder rolling across New Brunswick at this hour. That will be the risk that moves in across Nova Scotia overnight tonight in through Friday. And then we're watching these couple of lows that are working their way in from the southwest. That's going to be our weekend wet maker, really, as we, especially Saturday and Saturday night specifically. We'll walk you through that in just a second. And you can see temps really cooking across the U.S. South right now. Okay, so for tonight, temperatures are going to be ranging between looks like around 10 to 14 degrees, a pretty good range. Winds are going to be light, and that risk for showers will arrive overnight, but really not until the overnight and early morning hours of Friday. And that's when we are looking at that potential for a couple of spotty showers, a pretty cloudy start, some sun breaks, and I think it'll be sluggish even into the afternoon. Note the scattered shower and possibly the risk for a thunderstorm continues into the Friday afternoon time frame. I think Cape Breton and the Eastern Shore are going to run the greatest risk. Note the timeline here, mid to late afternoon. Forecast models showing a little bit more in the way of sunny breaks toward the end of the day and into Friday evening. So we'll hang our hat on that. As we look, temperatures 17 to 20 degrees. Looking at that chance for showers and even a slight risk for a thunderstorm tomorrow across Cape Breton. That extends to the eastern mainland, as we said. Central mainland as well could hear a few rumbles of thunder and could see a thunderstorm. So remember, when the thunder roars, head indoors. And as we back our way into the South Shore region, again, onshore flow here, keeping temps cool on the coast, but inland will climb into the mid-20s yet again. Now, for the Friday night and Saturday time period, that next system comes in. This is a bit of a warm front that comes in Saturday morning. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of heavy downpours with this, but the potential for some showers. That front is expected to lift off to the north. That will allow a dry period Saturday afternoon. Fingers crossed that this is the timing here. And if this model is correct, the European model, it's again a little bit later than some of the others, but bringing it in for Saturday evening. Some of the others approaching the second push of moisture into the afternoon. So we'll keep you posted on that. But let's hope we can thread the needle and at least have a cloudy but mainly dry Saturday afternoon. But we'll drill into that in more detail tomorrow. That second push of moisture does indeed come in through the overnight, and it does pretty good agreement that most of the bulk of that wet weather will indeed be falling for Saturday night. By Sunday morning, we're looking at some lingering showers and maybe even a few sunny breaks into the afternoon. Sunday afternoons have really been our saving grace for the last couple of weekends, and we'll hope that's the case again to at least allow a little bit of sun, pretty quiet into early next week. Vern.
Can't complain about the temperatures. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, how one of Nova Scotia's historic black communities is trying to bring people back in face of a declining population. Upper Big Tracadie in Guysborough County is facing an uncertain future. It's one of Nova Scotia's 52 historic black communities, first settled by black loyalists in 1787. UBT, as it's known locally, was once a vibrant, thriving place with at least 200 residents. These days, only a handful of houses are occupied. Many sit empty and abandoned. And in this aging community, not one child lives in UBT. But as Information Morning Portia Clark discovered, there is hope and there are plans to keep Upper Big Tracadie on the map.
Upper Big Tracadie is facing an uncertain future. Many people have moved away from the historic black community, leaving a lot of houses empty and abandoned. Not one child lives here now. But there is some hope for the future and plans to keep Upper Big Tracadie on the map. Many of the people who do still live here attend Tracadie United Baptist Church. At this Sunday service, the pews aren't even half full with worshipers, but the message is about keeping the faith to keep the community going.
As we get smaller, we still need to be united. We still need to be together. We're stronger together instead of pulling apart. And that's really what the message is all about. Staying together, keeping strong.
Mary Desmond is part of the congregation. She also has deep roots in this community.
I lived here for about 20 years. I married Deacon Everett Desmond. We lived here. We lived up in the house, the farmhouse, his father's farmhouse. You know, I had to leave my family to go to live somewhere else because of medical problems and because there's no one here to help me. That's really tough. And then to come back here today to do this interview with you and to stand by my home that I had to leave. It hurts. It really hurts.
Desmond is still very connected to the area. She belongs to a local seniors action club, and they have a plan to build an Afrocentric long-term care facility in Upper Big Tracadie.
So it'll be built for us, by us, and with us. And those traditions will live on because when you feel family, that is the best medicine for anybody.
She envisions young people like Tyrell Byard coming to work in the long-term care center. He's a nurse at the regional hospital in Antigonish.
I personally would love to come back home and work. I'm really a family guy, so I would love to just be here with my family and just really connect with them. And coming home to work is really a huge thing.
And to hear him say that he wants to come back is going to make me work even harder.
To help keep the land available, the Upper Big Tracadie Seniors Action Club is working on a land trust, a nonprofit that would acquire and manage the land the community was founded on.
We don't want people to come in and, from away and take our land from us. We want to hold on to that land. Land is precious, it's valuable, and so that's what we want to make sure that we have a land trust that is available for people in the black community to hold on and to have land available to build.
Owning land and making sure it's available to future generations is also important to Barry Day. Born and raised in Upper Big Tracadie, his 27-hectare farm has been in his family since the 1800s. He and his 4 sisters grew up here.
Well, happy times, we, did a little biking, did a little fishing.
Lots of kids around here then?
There was then, yeah. There was lots of kids around here then. Yeah, every family had at least 6 in the family, some more.
Day raises cattle, and for decades, he's been improving the quality of his herd. He plans to keep farming until he can't anymore, to possibly pass it down to his son or maybe his nephew.
I've been doing it for a lot of years, so I know a lot of things. I can help them to get established, and get things going for them. And, at least it's better than when I took over, and we had just horses here, and now we got a tractor here, 2 tractors here, and it's a lot easier to work.
Barry says there is a lot of farmland in Upper Big Tracadie that could be put back into production. It could be another draw to bring ambitious young people to this community.
Hi there.
A few roads over, Shirley Desmond and her family are also thinking about how to get a younger generation to come back to UBT. Now 71 years old, Desmond raised her 6 children in this house single-handedly. Her children are all adults now, and they moved away from UBT for work, school, and to raise their own families.
This will be the family homestead. And, we've had conversations about, we do know Mom's aging. And, there is that possibility where we may have to make decisions around her health eventually. We've talked about, supporting her in that decision of keeping her in her home.
It's company and, you can feel the love. I feel like I'm loved when I have the kids around me.
Desmond will pass this house down to her children and then to their children and Shirley's great-great-grandchildren.
Mom, did you want to say anything to Imani?
Well, I welcome Imani today, first time to my home, and I can't wait for many more days to come.
This kitchen is warm and filled with love. It's a lively home at the end of this gravel road and a glimmer of what could be if others can find a reason to return and stay in Upper Big Tracadie. Portia Clark, CBC News, Upper Big Tracadie.
Coming up, Canadian steel companies and union workers are trying to convince Ottawa to punch back at Donald Trump's tariff hike. And Canada posted a merchandise trade deficit of $7.1 billion in April, the largest on record. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mark Carney is in private talks with US President Donald Trump. It says Canada looks to push back after Trump escalated his steel and aluminum tariffs recently by doubling them. David Thurton brings us more on the closed-door negotiations.
Look, I have a lot of respect for this man.
A month after this high-stakes Oval Office meeting, Mark Carney and Donald Trump are holding direct talks. A source confirms the Prime Minister and the President have had a few evening phone calls and exchanged text messages since.
Hi there. Has the Prime Minister been speaking with the President since the Oval Office meeting?
The industry minister wouldn't share details about those conversations or how negotiations are going.
Do you really think I'll answer that question? No, but I won't answer that question. We won't negotiate in public, and we'll let the Prime Minister do his work.
Those negotiations come at a time when Donald Trump has doubled tariffs on aluminum and steel. The bosses from the sector are urging the federal government to retaliate.
I had a meeting with all the major CEOs of the steel sector and also with the labor representatives. We're in solution mode. Our goal is to make sure that we are there to support the sector.
But the opposition says the government is letting steel and border towns down.
Facing enormous business and job losses, the very Prime Minister who promised to be elbows up is now allowing trade at the new Gordie Howe Bridge to collapse.
We entirely share our colleagues' view that the tariffs imposed not only on steel and aluminum at a ridiculously punitive rate of 50%.
It's not clear what the government will do if negotiations with Washington fail.
Let's just all hope they get a deal, but if they don't, we have to come out guns a-blazing.
The Ontario Premier is willing to give negotiations more time, but only so much.
And if that deal does not happen in the next few days, then we have to slap another 25% tariff on top of the existing 25% tariff on our aluminum and steel.
With the G7 summit set for later this month, sources tell CBC and Radio Canada that there could be some sort of Canada-US trade deal by the time Carney and Trump meet at the Leaders Summit. In Alberta, David Thurton, CBC News, Ottawa.
Statistics Canada has released its report on exports for the month of April, showing a staggering drop. It also reveals Canada's global trade deficit for that month reached historic high at $7.1 billion. The CBC's Anis Haidari has more.
Exports from Canada took a sharp dive in April, especially for Canadian manufacturers. Industrial equipment and parts down more than 22%.
It's the perception that we could see a future tariff or that we have a tariff coming in. So that has basically made our U.S. sales, it vaporized them. There's been almost zero U.S. sales since Donald Trump has taken office.
Exports to the United States in particular, a big drop, down 15.7%. And auto parts manufacturing hit very hard, down nearly 18%. The industry blames tariffs.
The automakers are now all saying they're going to start pricing in the tariff to the end consumer. So what we've seen as a dampening in demand will be a freeze in demand. By the way, I don't need your seats and I don't need your springs. We're very worried about that.
Softening trade with the U.S. also has the Bank of Canada worried.
Canada's trade is very concentrated with the United States. Look, it's always going to be concentrated with the United States. Just look at a map. Canada and the United States, geography is determinant. But that doesn't mean we can't diversify our trade.
Economists say that's not enough at this point.
The losses that we suffered with the trade with the U.S. Have not been in any way made up by our exports to other regions. The good news is that we did see a good solid increase in exports to other parts of the world.
Like so many Canadian economic indicators, it still comes down to U.S. tariffs.
So this trade war is going to have real implications on shutting down production, slowing production, shutting down production in some cases, hopefully temporarily. And that means layoffs, job losses.
This data was called unsurprisingly ugly by a Canadian bank. At a minimum, it's another indication of economic pain hitting this country. Anis Haidari, CBC News, Calgary.
Israel has recovered the remains of a Canadian hostage and her husband who were killed in the Hamas attacks on October 7th, 2023. Many Israelis are continuing to demand the release of all remaining hostages and an end to the war in Gaza that has caused a humanitarian crisis. Chris Brown reports. But first, a warning that viewers may find images in this story disturbing.
Tel Aviv's Hostage Square is a place of heartbreak, where the faces of those killed on October the 7th or who are still missing hang in trees. Canadian-Israeli Judy Weinstein, who was 70, and her husband Gadi were murdered and their remains taken to Gaza, where the Israeli Defense Forces now say they've been recovered.
I am relieved for the Hagi Weinstein family that they can now have some peace of mind that their parents, brothers, sisters will be laid to rest in our own land.
In a statement, Prime Minister Mark Carney eulogized Weinstein as someone who dedicated her life to guiding others with empathy, charity, and humanity. The war ignited by Hamas's attack triggered the ferocious Israeli response that has left Gaza demolished, with journalists among the latest victims killed in an Israeli airstrike. After an 11-week food and aid blockade that the UN said has left many in the territory, especially children, close to starvation, the controversial Gaza Humanitarian Foundation said it resumed handing out food boxes Thursday at 2 locations. This woman said she almost died trying to get flour, lentils, and 2 packs of pasta. The group paused operations Wednesday after dozens were killed when shots were fired at hungry crowds on 3 separate days. Israel's military said it wasn't them, but Palestinians on the ground claim otherwise. And the UN and other aid groups have slammed the new U.S.-Israeli agency.
It's a militarized, politicized organization. They don't do medicines, they don't do hygiene packs for girls, they don't do vaccines, they don't do incubators, they don't do the plethora of things that people need to survive here.
Israeli officials remain defiant in the face of the scathing criticism.
A country, when it's fighting in a war, it's not an obligation to feed the war machine or the economy of the enemy.
Israel's government says there's no hunger crisis, calling the accusations Hamas propaganda. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
Donald Trump is bringing back a controversial immigration policy from his first term. The U.S. president announced a full or partial travel ban affecting dozens of countries. He says it's needed to protect against foreign terrorists and other security threats. The CBC's Sasha Petrusik has more from Washington.
The travel ban affects 12 countries completely and 7 more partially. Most of them are in Africa, like Somalia and Sudan, but also others in Asia, South America, and the Caribbean. As of Monday, most visitors from these states will be denied a visa to the U.S. President Donald Trump makes no excuses.
I can say that it can't come soon enough, frankly. We want to keep bad people out of our country.
The White House says too many visitors from these places overstay their visas, though in cases like Iran and Cuba, they're targeted as so-called state sponsors of terrorism. Still, some Americans don't agree with it.
I like Trump and what he's doing, but I don't know the reasons for what he's doing this for.
I don't know what kind of threat they pose to the United States.
Now, Trump imposed a similar ban on a smaller group of countries, predominantly Muslim states. That was in his first term. That order was challenged in the courts as discrimination on the basis of religion, and it had to be watered down before the Supreme Court finally upheld it. This time, say legal experts, those challenges aren't likely to succeed.
There's not any type of ethnic discrimination. There are quite a diverse set of countries geographically, and I think they're of all different types.
Still, one country on the list, Chad, is already retaliating by blocking American visitors. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Washington.
Ontario's Health Ministry has announced the first recorded death of a measles patient from an ongoing outbreak in the province. An infant born prematurely died after being infected before birth through their unvaccinated mother.
This is real, this is impactful, and as we have seen this week, sometimes can lead to death.
Ontario's top doctor says the baby also faced other serious medical complications unrelated to the virus. The province's current outbreak began in October with a travel-related case in New Brunswick. Most recent counts included more than 2,000 probable cases. This is only the second measles-related death Ontario has seen in decades. As crews continue to fight wildfires in northern Saskatchewan, at least one community has been allowed to return home. But the danger isn't over yet. Alexander Silberman has more about the situation on the ground.
We're here in the community of Weyakwen on the edge of two wildfires. This is a community that was largely spared by these wildfires that came dangerously close. You can see the contrast around me. This forest over here completely charred by fire that burned a perimeter entirely around the community. The only greenery left just right in the village as that fire came dangerously close to homes, stopping just a few hundred meters away from residential areas. We had the chance to speak with some firefighters here on the ground, still working to put out hot spots and stop those flames from reigniting and threatening the hamlet. And they described to us what the challenging conditions have been like on the ground. Have a listen.
It used to be nice out here, actually. There's a lot of green. There's nothing but black around here now. Trees, all the deadfalls all burnt up. It's a big difference.
The people who live here in Weyakwen are among the upwards of 10,000 people forced out of their homes in Saskatchewan from these fires. Some of them are expected to come back to Weyakwen today to see what conditions are like here on the ground, but many are expected to stay in Prince Albert in the cities in the south for a number of days. We heard from a family that evacuated earlier who say they don't know when they'll be able to return home to their community.
Just, I don't know when we're going to go home, if we're going to have a home when we get back.
This highway is where thousands of people fleeing their homes in northern Saskatchewan have been traveling in recent days. The conditions along the highway have been incredibly hazardous. There's still active fire burning right along the roadway. You can see this thick smoke billowing behind me from that fire, creating limited to zero visibility. At the curve of this road, you can hear the crackling of the flames as that fire continues to threaten the roadway, making it difficult for people to travel to safety. And with these hot and dry conditions, there's no sign of relief in sight in the forecast for the firefighting crews on the ground. Alexander Silberman, CBC News, Weyakwen, Saskatchewan.
There is new uncertainty for Canadian students who attend Harvard University. U.S. President Donald Trump says his government will deny visas to foreign students who plan to attend the Ivy League school. Trump says it's because Harvard did not give his administration the information it wanted on foreign students. He is also underlining a wider move against foreign student visas. The Royal St. John's Regatta is North America's oldest continuous sporting event, dating back more than 2 centuries. This year, in a rare break from tradition, it's happening a little earlier than usual. The CBC's Jeremy Eaton explains.
This summer marks the 207th running of the Royal St. John's Regatta, an event that has seen many changes in the last 200 plus years. So one of the things that has always remained the same is the start date. First Wednesday in August, weather dependent. However, this year, for only the third time in its long and storied history, the race day is going to be in July.
St. John's is hosting Canada Games this year. Canoe kayak will be hosted on Katie Vitti Lake this summer starting on around August 9th. So in order to accommodate their participation, we gladly moved the regatta a week early in order to have smooth operations for Canada Games.
I'm Bob Cole, and this is Canada Games Review.
We hosted Canada Games in 1977. The regatta was moved, as well as during the Queen's visit in 1978. The regatta day was adjusted to accommodate her visit. So this would be the third time, if I understand correctly. Based on the way the calendar falls this year, we are a week earlier. However, I keep telling myself that it could have been August 1st, August 2nd, so we could only be a couple of days earlier as we work through all the logistics of having everything organized for July 30th. I think everyone is kind of well aware, and as athletes, everyone is eager to support other athletes, and it's a great opportunity for other people to come and see why we all love Katie Vitti Lake.
I see there's a picture of new medals. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we're delighted this year to have the support of the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador for Year of Sport Royal St. John's Regatta, and a part of that is the sponsor of medals. So we have specially designed medals for the race days as well as championship races. So it's a great way to celebrate Year of Sport. Tuesday, July 29th, we will have our Year of Sport Regatta Eve celebration. So there'll be a free concert lakeside. There's lots of information on our website and on Facebook, but it'll be a great opportunity, free transportation, things like that, to really help build the excitement for Regatta.
Canada's main stock index managed a slight gain today, while U.S. markets closed down on a choppy day that included headlines on trade tensions softening, as well as a very public fallout between U.S. President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Here's a look at where things closed as we head to commercial break.
Weather update is brought to you by Tourisme Gaspésie. Plan your stay in Gaspésie at tourismegaspésie.com and enjoy extraordinary moments.
And Ryan's back with his rather gloomy look at the weather ahead of us.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we shouldn't say gloomy because we will see some sun breaks for Friday, especially, and again on Sunday. Normally, I do throw to some graphics here, having some graphics issues. So we're going to treat this kind of as a radio hit.
And you've done that before, but Lord
per
knows.
se,
Right.
yeah. So we will see for tonight that chance for showers increasing across Nova Scotia, more so into the early morning hours of Friday. And that isolated risk for showers will extend pretty much throughout the day. I think the greatest risk for Friday is going to be Cape Breton and across eastern parts of the mainland. That's where we could run the risk of a rumble of thunder as well. Can't rule it out anywhere, but that's probably our best chance there. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be right back in the 22 to 26 range, so not quite as warm as today, but pretty good indeed. Now, as we turn the page into Saturday, this is that next system that we're going to be watching. So that will spread in on Saturday morning with a chance for some lighter showers and drizzle. Then a bit of a break by the looks of things Saturday afternoon. We're still a chance for showers, but the bulk of the wet weather is looking set to roll in kind of late Saturday afternoon, evening, and the overnight. That's where I think we'll pick up the bulk of the precipitation this weekend. And then that system is looking set to clear through Sunday. So fingers, toes, crossed.
Just in time for the work week.
Well, that we can maybe get some sunshine and some decent weather for Sunday afternoon. So that's what we're hopeful for there. Now, again, this is, either way, this is going to be the 12th straight weekend that we have seen some wet weather either on Saturday or Sunday or both. And in fact, most weekends it has been both days for 12 straight, all the way back to mid-March, Vern. So next weekend, the weekend following this, is the last weekend of spring. Maybe we can get one weekend in spring with no precip. We'll wait and see.
Fingers crossed,
Yeah.
if that ever happens. Well, if you don't have a head for heights, you may want to turn away for a minute. These are some of the terrifying moments that probably felt like a lifetime for a paraglider in China. The 55-year-old man was sent hurtling more than 8 kilometers into the air. He said he was testing new equipment when strong winds suddenly lifted him high into the freezing clouds.
Wow, the rare updraft known as cloud suck trapped him so high, oxygen became limited. Incredibly, not only did he survive, but he's also okay health-wise. Wow.
And that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.